order and rise for the pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk.
Pray with me, please. Heavenly Father, we ask that you bless these proceedings. May everything said and done here be according to your will. May it benefit the citizens of this county. We ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. And roll call, please.
Mr. Kruger is absent tonight. Ms. Kirbach? Here. Mr. Heitzig?
Here.
Mr. Knelliken?
Here.
Ms. Drainer?
Here.
Mr. Tonzer?
Here.
Ms. Mossman?
Here.
Mr. Koenig?
Here.
Ms. Hefner?
Here.
Mr. Wagner?
Here.
Mr. Hayes is absent. Chairman Little?
Here. Okay. The minutes from March 12th were in your packet. Is there any amendment, correction, clarification? If not, I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented. Mr. Koenig, is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Drainer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much. Order the bills for the Claims Committee. Mr. Heitzig, I understand there was you did not have a quorum, but that does not prevent.
We had enough for three.
Okay.
We had three of us.
Very good.
Thank you, by the way. Claims Committee met prior to the meeting, and we reviewed the bills, and we came up with $114,870.79, which included board compensation. And I'll make that in form of a motion.
Okay. Motion made to approve the bills as presented and reviewed by the Claims Committee. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Koenig. Any questions? Call the roll.
Ms. Kirbach?
Yes.
Mr. Heitzig?
Yes.
Mr. Knelliken?
Yes.
Ms. Drainer?
Yes.
Mr. Tonzer?
Yes.
Ms. Mossman?
Yes.
Mr. Koenig?
Here.
Ms. Hefner?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Chairman Little?
Yes. Public comment period. Is there any public comment, questions, observations? Toss a coin. Here. Yes, sir. If you would just give your name. Thank you.
I didn't check that mic. We need to make sure it's on.
Is that on? Yes, it is.
My name is Dennis Webb. I live on Beach Court, just off Centennial Road in Jerseyville. This may seem a little trivial to some people, but to me it's a real problem. I had a family and more of raccoons moved into my attic, and they have completely just about trashed my garage on the inside. The drywall is all down and that, and the compost makes the ceiling. Well, as a result of that, what I did, I was at wit's end. I'm thinking, I'm not going to, well, I'm disabled to begin with, and I can't get up there and try to run them out, nor would I want to. I don't know if one or more might be rabid or have a problem, that I should know about. So I thought, animal control. I did call the sheriff's department, and whoever answered the phone, I explained my plight to them, and they said, well, the animal control officer doesn't deal with that. And I'm like, okay. And I said, why? And, well, just dogs and cats, and very rarely out in the county. I said, well, I thought it was animal control, and I have some animals that I need controlled. And it just went on back and forth, sort of a ping pong type atmosphere. And finally she acquiesced and said, well, I will try to call him. I said, can you tell me who it is? Mr. Paul Lewis. And so this went on for a little bit, and I called back to find out. Well, as a result, finally I was able to talk with him and explained the situation as it existed. And he went on and kind of explained, well, if I do it for you, I'm going to have to do it for everybody. And I really can't because I don't have the okay. There's somewhere in the situation, in the conversation, it was noted that they're protected. And I thought, wait a minute, I see them splattered all over the highway and things like that, and they're, you know, and there's a season as far as I still know. Well, how are they protected? And anyway, trying to be brief here, he did finally bring out 2 live traps. Caught 1 raccoon and 1 kitten, which dismayed me a little bit because, you know, I hated to see that kitten get a hauled away to the pound instead of the no-kill shelter. But anyway, after he left, that was about a week ago, darned if I'm not hearing him again. And the way they're gaining access to my attic is coming up on, I've got a front porch overhang, and they're crawling up the post that supports that. And I know that because I've seen them out there approaching it, and my neighbor has told me, yeah, that's the way they're getting up there. And they're up on your, you know, I see them go along the roof and then come around, they've got my soffit torn down and things of that nature. So last, I think it was Thursday, I called back up to the sheriff's office and I'm trying to get Paul Lewis. Haven't heard from him yet. And I called back a couple of times and they said, well, yeah, he got the message. Okay, well, that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I still haven't heard since my last call. It's a heck of a problem for me, and I guess in a nutshell, that's it. I'm just trying to get some result, and also to find out what the board's, is there a directive to the animal control person as to what responsibilities there are? I don't know if I'm wording that right, but
Mr. Webb, if I can interject,
Sure.
I want to talk to you at length
absolutely.
About a week and a half ago.
There.
The primary directive is enforcement of the animal control ordinance. It deals with dogs and cats. I believe Mr. Lewis has made some exceptions in the past, but dogs and cats are his primary responsibility. And as I explained to you, we share services, the county shares services with the city of Jerseyville. He is employed by the city of Jerseyville, but we also pay him to handle animal control issues out in the county whenever a call comes in. Now, he's been, as I also explained to you, he's been able to go out on occasion. The city has been kind enough to allow him to go out if there have been vicious or potentially rabid cats or dogs to apprehend them and take them to the proper facility. There is a permit that dealing with raccoons and I guess other various animals that are outside of the realm of dogs and cats that the city of Jerseyville has through the Department of Natural Resources. The county does not, but I will ask the committee, Public Safety Committee, to meet with Mr. Lewis and see what all is entailed on acquiring a special permit.
If I may, at this point, just briefly.
Okay.
I spoke with Mike Getton from the DNR. He called me, and he gave me his telephone number, which I'll, you know. But he said that if Mr. Lewis wants to contact me, he says I'll give him the okay, verbally, to do whatever he has to do with raccoons. To have that agreement.
Okay, well, I don't know who Mike Getton is.
He's local conservation officer for the county.
I talked to the conservation office over in, I guess it was Pike County. They are the ones who, is there a Tim?
Tim Crumweedy, he's the
Crumweedy, thank you.
district biologist.
And he's the one who provided me with the information that the city has one, the county does not. So I don't know what special dispensation conservation officer Getton can provide on that. I would prefer to have paperwork myself as opposed to.
He may do that. He didn't say that he wouldn't.
Is that a
Yes,
Okay.
they issue an animal nuisance permit to kill animals out of season.
Okay. Well, I'll have the board secretary contact Mr. Lewis in the morning. If you have Mr. Gatton's
Yes.
phone number or contact information.
I do the telephone,
All right, what is it?
618-578-4374.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
thank you for your time.
You're very welcome. Anyone else?
I've got some specific questions. These will go to the board chairman in particular, with the exception of one that covers everybody else. The first question would be, considering what's happening in the county right now, who exactly is doing the economic development functions here in the county? Despite what you had said some months ago about an economic development committee, there doesn't seem to be anything active, that no one's doing anything. And another question is that why has the chairman told Sandy Hefner to gradually defund the JCBA, Jersey County Business Association? According to the JCBA's head, a special arrangement's been made and an understanding's been made that, well, that's really not going to be what's happening. So if that's the case, what exactly is that arrangement that you made with Ms. Baer? Since the county has spent in excess of $200,000, either directly or indirectly, on the intermodal project, why hasn't the avenue of impact fees been explored? The county has spent in excess of $30,000 on figuring out how to raise fees on just regular residents in the county. Why hasn't there been any exploration into impact fees into people that want to site their businesses here that are going to develop this property? Why should the county residents be responsible to subsidize a developer or the interests of the city? And one of the things about the intermodal project is that anyone who supposedly knows anything about it, they always hide behind it's a private business, confidentiality, can't talk about it. So my question would be, have you or has anyone on this board ever executed a confidentiality agreement with any party that's directly or indirectly related with the development? And if so, who was it with and when was it signed? And another thing I would say is if the board, there's board members here that aren't happy about the lack of information, or at least they say they're not. So you guys have the same avenue as anyone else does. And why wouldn't the county board do a freedom of information request? Why don't you issue a freedom of information request to the city to know exactly what it is that they have and have not done versus verbal representation? There doesn't seem to be any reason to just rely on people's assurances of, well, you know, gee whiz, you're going to get 20% interest, trust me on this. That's not how the world works. It's what's on paper. And then my next thing would be, with the chairman, if you're directly aware, have been fed any information regarding the project, and you've just not shared it with anyone, why would you not share it with people? So those are my questions.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, old business. There is, I think on your desks, or not desks, there's an item that was provided to us late yesterday, early today, from the Partners in Progress initiative. It's affiliated with the JEDC. and with various items of information regarding the Mid-American International Gateway. So you are welcome and encouraged to read that at your convenience. New business. Sheriff, you have some presentations to make.
I don't have a speech prepared tonight, but I do want to say that 2 deputies at the Sheriff's Office have been recently honored in our community. One being Justin Decker for battling the floodwaters, saving an elderly man down in Grafton. And the other one happened today when the Chief Deputy Kevin Claus and myself took Deputy Chris Jones to our state capitol, where he was given a resolution by both the House and the Senate for the shooting he was involved in that was instrumental in saving the life of Officer Nathan Miller of Jerseyville Police Department. And the reason I bring that up is to give them kudos, obviously, for what they've done, but to let you know, to set the stage, that these men, unlike others over there, have worked under the 2 retiring sergeants that we're going to talk about tonight. These sergeants are instrumental in teaching those men how to do their job. And I want that to be known. You know, there's a saying that says actions speak louder than words. I don't have a big fancy speech prepared because Frank Yoakum was very dear to us, all as a community as a whole. And at this time, I would like Carol and Pam to come forward and help me represent Frank to honor these 2 men. Honoring your service, presented to Sergeant Kent Isringhausen, retired. An appreciation for over 28 years of loyal and dedicated service to the people of Jersey County. We, the members of the Jersey County Sheriff's Office, recognize your many years of sacrifice and faithful service. You are forever family. Honoring your service, presented to Sergeant Timothy Chappell, retired. In appreciation for over 32 years of loyal and dedicated service to the people of Jersey County. We, the members of the Jersey County Sheriff's Office, recognize your many years of sacrifice and faithful service. You are forever family. Thank you very much to the Frank Yoakum family for helping me out.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sheriff. And Kent, last month we hopefully you've received the resolutions of sympathy, but the board certainly provides condolences to you and your family with the passing of your mother. She was an integral part of a lot of operations in the county, from the hospital to service on getting the 911 system and serving on the board. So we appreciate that, and again, our condolences for your loss. There is a proclamation that was requested by the, Sandy, help me out, Rivers and Routes,
Yeah, Rivers and Routes
Okay.
Tourism.
but declaring the week of May 5th through the 11th as Tourism Week, not only in the service region of the Tourism Bureau for shorthand, but also in Jersey County as well. And is there a motion to approve the proclamation? Ms. Hefner, second by Mr. Heitzig. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much. Committee reports. In lieu of Mr. Kruger's absence tonight, Tom, would you go ahead and present the report?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've got several items on the agenda. The first one is in your packet. It's a petition for aid from Rural Township, and it's on Rural Road. It's for the removal and replacement of a 36-inch pipe culvert that has failed for a cost of approximately $3,500 to be split evenly between Rural Township and the county. So I'd ask for a motion to approve this petition presented.
Motion by Mr. Heitzig, second by Mr. Knalikin. Any discussion, questions? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Heitzig?
Yes.
Mr. Knalikin?
Yes.
Ms. Drainer?
Yes.
Mr. Tonzer?
Yes.
Ms. Mossman?
Yes.
Mr. Koenig?
Yes.
Ms. Hefner?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Chairman Little?
Yes.
Ms. Kirbach? Yes.
Okay, the next item is a county motor fuel tax resolution for our maintenance. This is in the amount of $174,000. It's appropriating funds out of our motor fuel tax account, which will be using these funds for our oil and shipping operations for this coming year. So I'd ask to approve this resolution in the amount of $174,000.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Townsend, second by Mr. Koenig. Discussion, questions? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Knalikin?
Yes.
Ms. Drainer?
Yes.
Mr. Tonzer?
Yes.
Ms. Mossman?
Yes.
Mr. Koenig?
Yes.
Ms. Hefner?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Chairman Little?
Yes.
Ms. Kirbach? Mr. Heitzig?
Yes.
Okay, the next one is a resolution. This is to appropriate funds for a structure we need to replace over on Ryan Road also in Rural Township. This resolution appropriates, $240,000 would be appropriated from IDOT, and the other $60,000 would be our local funds coming out of our construction and bridge account. So this resolution is an amount of $300,000. And this also gives the authority to the county board chairman to sign the agreement for federal participation for us to go ahead and get that bridge replaced. We're looking at bid letting sometime this summer through IDOT. Hopefully get it replaced later this fall. So I'd ask for approval of this resolution as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Townsend, second by Ms. Drainer. Discussion, questions? Call the roll.
Ms. Drainer?
Yes.
Mr. Tonzer?
Yep.
Ms. Mossman?
Yes.
Mr. Koenig?
Yes.
Ms. Hefner?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Chairman Little?
Yes.
Ms. Kirbach? Yes. Mr. Heitzig?
Yes.
Mr. Knalikin?
Yes.
Okay, and the last item I have, it's also in your packets there, is to engage the services of Brown, Hay, and Stevens to represent Jersey County in regard to issues that we possibly may have with the Spire pipeline. As we all know that we had a road use agreement that was executed by
the townships and myself with Spire, St. Louis Spire pipeline. That agreement has been executed. As we all know, they're doing quite a bit of construction in the county. This firm actually is the same firm that dealt with issues in Greene County when they were being sued by Spire. They represented Greene County. They're representing Greene County right now with some issues that they are having in regard to enforcing the road use agreement. And as of right now, I don't have any issues, but I may anticipate having some issues, and I want to engage their services in case if I need to have correspondence written to them, because sometimes they will not listen to the county engineer. Sometimes if it comes from another attorney, we may have issues to get those taken care of. And I personally think we're going to have problems later down the road trying to get road repairs reimbursed back for the road repairs. And I'd like to utilize this firm because they're familiar with everything that's been going on and be good representation for what they have in Greene County for also here in Jersey County.
I'll make a
And this
motion.
would give the approval for the board chairman to just execute this letter of engagement. It would be for that.
Just some additional remarks. Tom had called me late last week. I had, although he would be within his rights as the county highway superintendent to go ahead and engage the services, he asked me what I thought about it. I preferred to have it, at least have the county board weigh in on it so that everybody is aware. And we're certainly all aware of what's going on up in Greene County. This would not only deal with protections for the county, but would potentially make sure that one or more townships are not taken advantage of. I'll use that as the phrasing. So we're not only doing this for the county, but also for the benefit of other townships who may not have a stronger voice in things. So.
And also, I have also spoken to State Attorney Bingham about this, and he is in agreement with it too. He has no problem with it being doing that because of their expertise with this type of thing.
So, having said that, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve it.
Ms. Hefner, second by Ms. Kirbach. Any discussion?
Has Greene County had any issues with the law firm?
Not as that I'm aware of.
It's gone well with them?
Yeah, yes.
Anything else? All right, call the roll, please.
Mr. Tonzer?
Yes.
Ms. Mossman?
Yes.
Mr. Koenig?
Yes.
Ms. Hefner?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Chairman Little?
Yes.
Ms. Kirbach? Yes. Mr. Heitzig?
Yes.
Mr. Knelliken?
Yes.
I say yes too.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Drainer.
Yes.
Anyone have any other questions or anything? Okay. Thank you, Tom. Building and grounds, subdivision, and land use, Mr. Knelliken.
Yes, the committee meeting met on the 26th of March. We went over several items, first of which concerning the solar energy systems that are coming up in the county. We have a recommendation of the board to adopt the Jersey County ordinance regulating the development of commercial solar energy systems. I put that in the form of a motion, that document that was generated out of the committee.
And that's ordinance 01-19?
Yes.
Okay. There's a motion by Mr. Knelliken. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Drainer. Discussion? Questions? Okay. Have a roll call vote, please.
Ms. Mossman?
Yes.
Mr. Koenig?
Yes.
Ms. Hefner?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Chairman Little?
Yes.
Ms. Kirbach? Yes. Mr. Heitzig?
Yes.
Mr. Knelliken?
Yes.
Ms. Drainer?
Yes.
Mr. Tonzer?
Yes.
Okay, second topic concerns the solar energy systems as well. In conjunction with that first item, we'd like to approve the revision of the Jersey County fee schedule to reflect the addition of a special use application fee and building permit fee for the solar energy systems, and I'd like to put that in the form of a motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion made, seconded by Mr. Heitzig. Any questions, comments? All right, call the roll, please.
Mr. Koenig?
Cancel.
Ms. Hefner?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Chairman Little?
Yes.
Ms. Kirbach? Yes. Mr. Heitzig?
Yes.
Mr. Knalikin?
Yes.
Ms. Drainer?
Yes.
Mr. Tonzer?
Yes.
Ms. Mossman?
Yes.
And the next one is, we had a sealed bid for a property in the county. The sealed bid was opened for the purchase of county property located at 21209 State Highway 109, Jerseyville. One bid was received from Lynn Meyer in the amount of $5,050. The committee recommends the board approve the proposed bid for the sale of the property. And I'd like to put that in the motion.
All right, motion made by Mr. Knalikin, seconded by Mr. Heitzig. You have anything else to add on that, Derek?
No, we went through and we spoke with the contractor and got him in contact with Mr. Meyer to discuss the property and the condition of it, and I think they're in good agreement too.
Okay. All right, we have a motion, we have a second. Call the roll.
Ms. Hefner?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Chairman Little?
Yes.
Ms. Kirbach? Yes. Mr. Heitzig?
Yes.
Mr. Knalikin?
Yes.
Ms. Drainer?
Yes.
Mr. Tonzer?
Yes.
Ms. Mossman?
Yes.
And Mr. Koenig?
Yes.
And I have some updates I'd like to bring the board up to speed on. The committee recommends the ordinance for the wind energy conversion system be placed on hold until such time the need to adopt it arises. At the time, we had the solar and wind, both energy systems on one document, and we decided to split them up to make things a little more streamlined. And there's no need to write an ordinance because there hasn't been any recommendations to put any wind energy farms here in Jersey County. The next one is we had thought we wanted a portable building over here for the lawn equipment here just east of the admin building here. But it was found out through measuring the vehicles that both vehicles couldn't fit in the garage, so we don't have to store the vehicles.
Do pose a problem.
So we don't have a problem there. Yeah. The last one is we approve the request from the Jersey County Code Administrator to propose an ordinance for wireless communication towers, as there is currently no provision for the regulation of towers that have been built and are currently being built. Currently, the permit fee is $100, which is insufficient for plan reviews and inspections. That came from Mrs. Craig Miles. So she is in the process of coming up with a document to try to present to the committee so we can review it for those towers. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you very much. One last item for committees for liquor control. The Liquor Control Committee met last night. Everything's come through the sheriff's office. Has been okay? Okay. This is for, and I love this name, Chicken Willie's Catering Service. This is for a Class B liquor license, and the paperwork has been completed. All of the items have been met regarding insurance, criminal history check, everything else that we require. And it is the recommendation of the Liquor Control Committee to present the application for approval by the county board. We'll make that as a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Scott Tonzer, second. Call the roll.
Ms. Hefner?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Chairman Little?
Yes.
Ms. Kirbach? Yes. Mr. Heitzig?
Yes.
Mr. Knalikin?
Yes.
Ms. Drainer?
Yes.
Mr. Tonzer?
Yes.
Ms. Mossman?
Yes.
Mr. Koenig?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. That's all for committees. You have
I was wondering, could I have a minute to
Sure.
read 2 thank yous from applicants for grants that we've given previously? This is from the County Antique Club, and thank you very much for the tourism grant awarded to the Tri-County Antique Club. We appreciate it very much. And the other one was from the Grafton Chamber of Commerce. And it was on behalf of the Grafton Chamber of Commerce. We wanted to thank you for your support by providing us with the $5,000 to assist us in our marketing efforts for the 2019 tourism season for Grafton. The support of the Jersey County Board in the promotion of our various events is greatly appreciated. We are very grateful that the County Board offers this program. Grafton has become known as the great destination and tourism community for the various activities, events, natural beauty, and scenic river adventures and opportunities that are offered. We sincerely appreciate your recognition and support of the continued success of our community. That's all.
Very nice, thank you. County officials report, you had something regarding the recent elections?
I have no report prepared, but I would just inform everyone there was an 11% turnout for the recent election, which doesn't necessarily reduce the workload on my office. It requires most of the same preparations regardless of how many people show up to vote. But I'd like to thank my staff, and we've just about got it wrapped up. So we will canvass next Tuesday and it'll be done.
Thank you very much. Chairman's report. I'd like to offer the appointments, reappointment of Mary Kirbach and the appointment of Don Little to fill the 2 public official slots on the Illinois Valley Economic Development Corporation board. It's for a 2-year term to commence July 1st through June 30th, July 1st of 2019 through June 30th, 2021. Is there a motion to approve the
I make
appointment?
the motion.
I'll second. Mr. Heitzig seconded. Ms. Hefner made the motion. Call the roll. No, that's no money being spent. So, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Let's have it. The last month we rescinded, based upon legal count, rescinded the appointments for the Field and Fire Protection District. This was based upon a recommendation of their legal counsel. They have now come back with staggered appointments. So I would offer Dean Montgomery a 3-year term, May 6, 2019 through May 2nd, 2022. Ted Devening, 3-year term, May 6, 2019 through May 2nd, 2022. Harold Valstad, 2-year term, May 6, 2019 through May 3rd, 2021. Roger Lott, 2-year term, May 6, 2019 through May 3rd, 2021, and John Gassaway, 1-year term, May 6, 2019 through May 4th, 2020. Is there a motion to approve the appointments? Ms. Drainer, is there a second? Mr. Wagner. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Animal control report for March 2019 was in your packet. Is there a motion to approve the report as presented? Mr. Heitzig. Ms. Kirbach, seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Approval of the following committee minutes from March 2019. Tourism, March 4th. Road and Bridge, March 5th. Claims, March 12th. And Building and Grounds, Land Use, March 26th. Is there a motion to approve those minutes as presented? Mr. Townsend, Ms. Hefner. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. There's no closed session. Is there a second round for any public comment? Okay. I will take some time now. And I may hop around. First of all, on the issue of impact fees, this was brought up to me by Tom Klasner. Apparently it was mentioned at the last Road and Bridge Committee. Under Illinois compiled statutes 605 ILCS 5/5-903, this is under the Road and Bridge section. Is it,
Yes. Highway section.
The definition of units of government means counties with a population over 400,000 and all home rule municipalities. I have asked Mr. Klasner to check with the Engineers Association to see what he can find in relation to that and the matter of impact fees. But it would appear from reading through the statute that since we are neither a unit of government over 400,000 in population nor a home rule municipality, that we may not have the ability to enact any impact fees. The other issue, or various issues, no, there is no confidentiality agreement between the county, the chair of this board, or any other entity. Confidentiality agreements are not appropriate for public bodies. However, since entities such as Stone Mount and the other entity are playing with their own money, and it is private money, it is not public money, they have a peculiar habit of holding information close to their vest until they are ready to release it. If there were public funds involved, then that would be another matter, but since it's private money, people are funny on how they want their information out, and they have chosen thus far, other than some broad strokes and some dealings with the city of Jerseyville and the Partners in Progress entity that's affiliated with the JEDC, which is a body of Jerseyville, that they're not ready to release that information. I've always found it interesting in my time in public service, particularly elected boards, in which when I was with the Village of Brighton, there was always a groundswell of wanting, we need to do something to occupy the times or time of particularly young people. And that's how parks, that happens in every entity, every municipality. That's how parks get developed, that's how ball fields and other areas of recreation are developed based upon that particular desired need. In my time in county government, there has always been a hue and cry of we need to find a way to get jobs and get activity that will keep young people here as opposed to moving away because there is little, if any, opportunity. If you don't own a small business, and if you don't farm, if you don't have any other activities that you can turn a dollar, support a family, keep food on the table and a roof over said family, then it's a little hard. When there is an opportunity to, and daylight that appears to be opening up based upon the private investment that seems to be coming this way, and it's not just what Mayor Russell believes or I believe or anyone else on this board believes. If there is a conspiracy, it is widespread. It has gone all the way to Washington, D.C., in which people from Congressman Davis to other economic development entities such as the EDA through the Department of Commerce, all the way back to Springfield, they appear to believe that this has a real chance of taking off. As I said, if you have daylight, why not run to it? Make your investments in a smart manner, get any agreements made in a smart manner. But if you have an opportunity to keep people in the county, if not entice people to move into the county and buy houses and spend their money and make a life for themselves, particularly since you've got school districts. I know in my case with Southwestern, and I believe to a lesser degree, but still a degree, Jersey 100, you're bleeding students. You're losing population. And it's mostly because, from what we've found, at least in Southwestern, that mom and dad are going elsewhere because that's where the jobs are at. If we can bring jobs here and develop and have corollary development with small business, not only what might be built out in the 1,400 and some odd acres that Stone Mount is talking about developing, why not support it? So I'm not going to address, because there's questions that get asked and they have no rhyme or reason other than simply somebody wants to ask questions. I'm in favor of questions, but I'm not going to entertain any issues that don't exist, never have existed. So that's all I have to say on that. There's no other business to come before this board. Is there a motion for mileage and per diem? Mr. Heitze, Ms. Hefner. Call the roll.
Mr. Wagner,
Yes.
Chairman Little,
Yes.
Ms. Kirbach. Yes. Mr. Heitzig.
Yes.
Mr. Knelliken.
Yes.
Ms. Drainer.
Yes.
Mr. Tonzer.
Yes.
Ms. Mossman.
Yes.
Mr. Koenig.
Yes.
Ms. Hefner.
Yes.
Ed, I'm sorry, I promised you 45 minutes and it's 48 minutes. So. We have nothing else. Spring is upon us. Hopefully those who farm will be able to get out, and I wish you luck in that regard and be safe in your endeavors. Is there a motion to adjourn? Mr. Heitzig, Mr. Canale, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 7:49 p.m. Thank you very much, folks.